All right, here we go. It's almost time for the test, and I want to make sure you are super stoked and ready. So, get out your review sheet. Let's check your answers, and I need you to show me work. Do you understand that? I need you to show me work. So, here we go. Question number 1. Write this as a decimal. Now, here's the deal. Anytime you see this fraction as a decimal, remember this fraction bar means divided by. 8 divided by 9 means 8 divided by whatever the denominator is. In this case, it's 9. All right. Take a look. 9 can go into 8. Do you still do this trick, perhaps? Okay, to help you figure out what's what. So here we go. It can't go into 8 by itself, but it can go into 80. And specifically, 9 times 9 is 81. Bzzzt, little too big. I have to go 8 times, which is 72. Subtract. Maybe in your head you can do that. 72 from 80 leaves you with 8. As long as you have a remainder, you have to keep dividing. So add a 0 and bring it down. Try again. I have to go with 8, and that gives me 72. I get 8. Add a 0. This is the decimal that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friend. This is a repeater. So look at your answer choices, because this ends up being 0.8 repeating. And you see how they're going to try and trick you here. Do not choose choice C. You have to choose choice A. 8/10 is far different than 0.8 repeating. 8/10 stops at the tenths place, and then there's nothing afterward. Or I could fill it in with zeros, which is very different than having 8 in the hundredths place, 8 in the thousands place, 8 in the 10,000s place. Okay, choose A. 12/21. Simplest form. Okay, so you have to start thinking, what are common factors of both 12 and 21? Say, aha, 2 doesn't work because 21's odd, but 3 does. Do you remember the trick for 3s? Add the digits together, and if that's divisible by 3, the whole number is. Okay, here we go. My new numerator is 4. My new denominator in simplest form is 7. That is C. Next. All right, show which is bigger. Okay, you're comparing these two numbers, right? Less than, greater than, or equal. Show your work or explain your reasoning. Now, some of you might be able to just see which one is bigger. That's why I'm saying, well, then explain how you know. You have to prove it. Okay, you can't just slap one of those in there. That's just guessing and it doesn't count. Now, here's the deal. 8 3/4, 8 2/5. The whole numbers are exactly the same, so we're tied. And really, all I need to compare now is just the fractional part to figure out who's larger. 3/4 and 2/5. Well, you could change them both into decimals, but I'm guessing you probably would rather get a common denominator, which for fourths and fifths is 20. And this is what I mean by showing me some work. I can turn 3/4 into 15/20. And when I change fifths into 20ths, it becomes 8/20. Ha ha. This guy's larger. The 3/4 is the larger one. Choose C. Number 4. On this one, it says on the stock market, okay, 4 companies had stock price changes of the following. Now, even if you don't thoroughly understand what the stock market is, you basically are just looking at these 4 number values and putting them in order from the least to the greatest. So your job is, hey, which one's smallest? 5/8, -25/100, -1/10, +1 5/10. Well, first of all, it can't be a positive number. It's got to be one of those 2 negatives, and you got to decide which one is the smallest. Okay, now I have fractions and decimals. So if I change, I kind of like, in this case, since this already is a decimal, why not change 1/10 into a decimal? Because tenths are easy. It already is built in. Negative 1/10 looks like this. Negative 0.1. Aha! Compare that to negative 0.25 or 25 hundredths. I like to add a zero there, so I'm comparing the same number of decimal places, 25 hundredths versus 10 hundredths. Now, normally your brain is telling you, hey, or your eyeballs are saying 25 is always bigger, but in negative land, that is further down the number line. So this is actually the smallest number in the list. And when you look through your choices, there's only one answer that has that as the answer choice, and that's B. Okay, answer in simplest form. Now, it's not just fractions. We also have some negative business going on here. So I have negative 1/7. It's kind of hard to see that. And then it says minus 4/7. Subtraction means add the opposite. You really have this problem, negative 1/7, negative 4/7. And when you have the same sign, take the sum. It's going to be in sevenths, but my numerator is negative 5. That's in simplest form. Done. Number 6, common denominator, yay, yay, yay. Both of them are positive, no problem. 3/10 in simplest form. Careful on number 7, it's really hard to see this negative sign. The way that this program types it, it's really close to the fraction bar. You have a common denominator, okay, but it's a negative 9 in the numerator and then plus 6. So this is what you're thinking that you have to do in the numerator while I've got 12 in the denominator. Negative 9 plus 6. Different signs, take the difference. So off to the side, find the difference between 6 and 9, which is 3. There are more negatives, so the negative sign wins, and you get this. Great, but you're not done, because we always write our fractions in simplest form. I look at 3 and 12, and I say, hey, I can factor a 3 out of both of those numbers. That gives me a 1. This gives me a 4. Whoa! Don't lose your negative sign. There you go. Nice. Number 8, same thing here. Negative sign here and subtracting more. Now, I know these are improper fractions. Yeah. Just work with me. Subtraction means add the opposite. Now look what you've got. This gives you negative 16/7. Same sign, sum. Add the two absolute values, 7 and 9, knowing that it's negative. Now, a lot of times in algebra, we will leave that as an improper fraction. However, I want you to turn this back into a mixed number to that last final step. So you're asking yourself, how many times does 7 fit into 16? 16 divided by 7. Well, it can go in there twice, and you have 2 left over. 2 and 2/7. However, it's negative, so please make sure you've got a negative sign there. 2 bags of potatoes weigh 5 67 pounds, 5 3/10 pounds. What is the total? Add them up. I can't do math horizontally. I have to do it vertically, which is good in this case because your decimal points should always be lined up perfectly when you add. And I also don't like having a non-number or a blank space there, so I always fill in with zeros because then it simply makes it that much easier, okay? The bags weigh 10 97 pounds. So basically almost 11 pounds. There you go. Period. All right, let's see. Wasn't there one last one? Shoot, I'm missing a problem. That's the one about the Michaela is going to play it against sports and she's buying some equipment. So let me put it on here. Part A for this last one, number 10. Okay. She notices that there is a hockey helmet. The hockey helmet, if you buy it separately, is $29.95. The face mask part, bought separately, happens to be $18.95. Okay. Part A says, how much would it cost if she bought these separately? So add these together, lining up your decimals. 19 carry the 1, 18 carry the 1, $48.90. Okay. Helmet, face mask, buy the two pieces, $48.90. That's part A. Part B says, hey, there was an option to buy the face mask and helmet as a combo all together in one, and the combo price is $43.75. So clearly, if that's exactly what you want, get the combo because it's cheaper. The question in part B is, how much cheaper? How much is Michaela going to save by purchasing the combo instead of buying them separately? Because here's the separate part. Here's the combo. She's actually saving a decent amount of money here. Let's see. I can't subtract from 0, so I got to borrow. Get 5. 8 minus 7 is 1. Decimal point. 8 minus 3 is 5. Done. Okay. She would save $5.15. Awesome. Boom. There you go. All right. Whew. There you go. There's your review. If you can do all these skills without a calculator, you're good to go when we get to taking the quiz. All right. Good luck, and may the force be with you.